Good morning to everybody in South Africa, those who have just tuned in on this fifth day of the fifth Age Group World Championships, Underwater Hockey Championships here in Sheffield in the UK. We are live here at the Ponsfords International Sports Centre, and the match South Africa under 19 and the French under 19 ladies about to take place. Game number 117. 117 games to date has taken place. Bonjour, everybody in France. I apologize, my French do not exist much, so this must probably the most words I can speak in French. I'll start running down through the names. I'm not sure which ladies are sitting out in the French team. Romain Louis, Chloé Corvisier, Mélan Dequillo, Amelia Blea-Norgre, Jade Bonnelet, Tess Fauquet, Flavie Bézier, Eji Manan, number 9 Manon Royer, number 10 Camille Delmat, number 11 Julie Baupert, and number 12 Clementine Labé. As the game started, and immediately from the kickoff, the teams are right on the wall. Team in black caps playing from our left to right is the French ladies in the dark costumes, and in the lighter green costumes with the white caps are the South Africans. In the water, South Africa play from right to left. South Africa going down to take the advantage back and immediately opt to go for the wall as the French lady turns and try and stop South Africa. Good lesson there. When you kick, you will go forward. If you don't kick, you can't go forward. France pushing that puck through on the side. South Africa opting to take it off the wall, try and pick up the half back there, but unfortunately loses the puck, and South Africa again under pressure regain possession, but the French with the stick infringement stopped the advance of South Africa there, just almost on the halfway line, close to the right hand side. South Africa will take and immediately go to the wall, playing up the wall. South Africa only here with 9 players due to some bad fortune with our team. They've only got 9 players here at the tournament, and as you can see in the substitute box there on the right hand side, there's only 3 players in that box. South Africa with a very few reserves as the French drive up the wall there. 4 players down on the bottom there, driving through the South African defense as our backs trying to steal it, and the French push down past the right hand side of the goals. Flick coming in from the ladies, but stopped by South Africa. A lot of numbers on the bottom of the pool. Puck popped out there. Yes, from my point of view, it looked like the French lady pushed the puck up the wall with a glove, and the referees show that that goal was not scored legally, and South Africa gets an opportunity to relieve the pressure. South African team: Amy Coslin, number 1, number 3, Laurie van der Walt, number 4, Angelia Moss, number 6, Shantae Bresler, number 7, Abigail Dowries, number 9, Zoe Nodier, number 10, Gemma Miller, number 13, Jana Zitlau, and number 14, Bronwyn Gibbard. South Africa absorbed the pressure of the French there on attack and drive there towards their substitution. Nobody's going forward. French lady comes in hard there, swimming, and moves the puck a bit forward. Not really any fast movements here from either team, opting to test one another on the sides there as the French get that puck off the wall. Unfortunately can't get proper control there, but lay it back to a teammate, and South Africa just in time there to prevent that goal from coming in. South Africa coming down in numbers. The French trying to play the puck up the wall. South African halfback coming through there, taking the puck to the wall. There's two French players move in there and steal the puck from South Africa. And South Africa opting to move the puck right there into the corner and slow the game down a bit. Corner rule says that you can take the puck in the corner, but it has to move a meter out of the corner before your own teammate can take it back to that corner. Otherwise it's an infringement, as French lady try and drive up the wall there to score a goal. But there's a stick infringement, and it seems like it is against South Africa. In that process, France applying a lot of pressure here at South Africa at the moment. Almost 5 minutes gone in this first half and not a goal scored yet. South Africa taking their time to get down to the bottom and allow the French attacker to get close to the goals. And it seems that they've waited a bit too long to get down to the bottom, and France scoring the first goal of the game 5 minutes into the first half, and France lead 1-0. Ole, ole, ole. South Africa calling a timeout 5 minutes into the first half, and yes, once again, thank you to all the sponsors that has made it possible for us to be here, give us the opportunity to be able to watch and enjoy the hockey all around the world. Hero Options Talk, Benfish Design, Howard Timber, Buildings and Supplies, SIV, British Octopus Association, the Nottingham Building Society, MyZone, Cool Graphics, the Teachers Union, SIG, Peppersmith, Navision, which you are using their website to watch these games, and Booker Macro. And another interesting fact from my side is that there's about 500,000 people living in Sheffield. As we are ready to take the start after the goal scored by France just on 10 minutes. French ladies immediately from the kickoff advancing and moving the puck to the left and driving up the wall. And you can see how the numbers are down there on the bottom. South Africa equally contesting the challenge there up the wall. And a difference, I think, there's the French ladies doing a bit more kicking on the bottom, making sure that they go forward. South Africa at the moment a bit static there on defense, and people not getting in properly behind the puck, as the French scored a very quick goal 1 minute after the kickoff, and it is now 2-0 for France. Yes, as I mentioned, 500,000 people living in the UK, and also makes Sheffield the 4th largest city in England and one of the greenest in Europe. As I mentioned previously to those people who have heard me before, there's 4 trees for every person in the city. So over 2 million trees in Sheffield, as we see how South Africa contest the puck on the kickoff for the first time properly, but unfortunately cannot control the puck as the French steal it from South Africa, driving it forward and laying it back to a player that comes in on a very good angle and swims right through South Africa's defense and scores a goal. France leading 3-0, and suddenly it seems that they have found some holes in the defense of the South African team. South Africa putting up a very good fight. I think the ladies have to swim a bit more, making sure that when they protect the puck that it stays on their stick and that they don't lose control of the possession. And French once again first at the puck And South Africa now with a good drive through the middle, but unfortunately unable to contain the puck, but it gets spit out of that tussle, and a good drive forward, stay down. That's number 3 of South Africa. Unfortunately, you can't go up in that position when you're right there. And the French illegally stopping the puck there, as it's an advanced puck for South Africa. And just past the middle, South Africa driving towards the left side of the pool, straight onto a French stick. Puck that pops out there. South Africa driving forward. One of the French ladies losing a stick there in the attack process, and South Africa now for the first time putting some pressure on the French defense. South Africa, 2 ladies on the bottom, 3 at the bottom at the moment, driving. There's nobody else to help that attack as the puck get pushed back right back into the corner. And the French opting to not make a lot of effort to get that puck out of the corner, just keeping it there, slowing it down. South Africa trying to get it out, and the French pull back, look for a teammate, and on an angle, but unfortunately for her, the referees have seen an infringement against one of the French players there, right in front of the goals, as France is calling their timeout for this half. And with the scores at 3-0, France is leading this game. Took them 5 minutes to score their first goal, and then suddenly there were 2 quick goals in succession, and then South Africa slowly getting control back of the play and getting into the French half, got into the corner, and the consistent pressure has now resulted in an advanced puck to South Africa right in front and close to the French goal. For those of you who've heard that I mentioned yesterday that the longest ever recording visible rainbow was in 1994 here in Sheffield, and it lasted for 6 hours. And I was wondering, how is that possible that somebody could actually see a rainbow for that amount of time? As South Africa drive there towards the goal, but the French getting it out and fighting very strongly out of the back there. The player getting out, but illegally doing so, and another advantage puck to South Africa. Yeah, so wondering how people can look at a rainbow for such a long time. Well, yesterday when we left the swimming pool, walking back to our hotel, there was a rainbow that was highlighting the sky, and I thought to myself, yeah, maybe it is possible that the rainbow can be very lost, or that the rainbow can last for such a long time. I'm not sure if I will be sitting 6 hours looking at the rainbow. But I can sit and watch this game. Only another 4.5 minutes to go, and South Africa again, another free puck right in front of the French goal. South Africa going down, driving forward, and the French getting the puck out of trouble there. South Africa trying to steal the puck. Unfortunately, the player not able to stay down and feed her supporting player there behind her. And South Africa stealing the puck, but there was once again nobody there to support her. French ladies lacking a bit of numbers there on the attack. South Africa coming into the fin. There's not a player here right behind. There was somebody following up now. You have to follow up. You can't go up in this position. And France breaking away. They're driving up the line. Possible stick infringement there by South Africa. There's 2 substitutes getting in there, and France almost with an underbody pass there but well blocked by South Africa as the French try and drive and punching the puck there up the wall to get it through, and did get it through, and still driving forward towards the goal, and in the process an infringement by the French ladies, and South Africa will find some relief with this advanced puck 5 meters from the back, 2 meters from the side of the pool, as we immediately opt to drive forward, and South Africa not kicking. There we go. If you kick, you go forward, and French stealing the puck from South Africa, down there in numbers, supporting one another. South Africa at the moment currently lacking a bit of that support there, and forcing the French straight to the corner, and we'll try and keep them down there as long as possible so they can't get to the goals. But French ladies getting in there, you can see how they kick, just the feet, and there's a French lady that gets out, and South Africa not in the right body position to score that goal, but it seems that the puck was put into the goal with a glove, and South Africa escaping another attack there by the French team. Good play by the French. They currently have some players behind them. It looks like they're playing a 3-3 formation as well, applying a lot of pressure on the South African defense there. You can see the line of 3 players in the water as they stop the South African defense. The puck comes through, the back line advances in 3, and South Africa forcing the French out to the side. Nice flick forward by that back. South Africa almost got the puck there from the French, and did so now, as we have 1 minute to go in this half. South Africa playing much better now in the last 5 minutes of this game, like they did in the first 5 minutes, and not allowing the French to get through. South African defenders waiting there in the back, which is not always a good thing, because you allow the opposition to gain ground while you are very static. But luckily in that process, French ladies committed a foul, and South Africa is surely gonna, no they're not, they're opting to play for the open side, and there was nobody to receive that puck. Very good move, but unfortunately nobody to conclude what should be done, as we are going into the last 10 seconds, as the French driving hard now to try and get that goal before half-time, and with half-time the score 3-0 to the French. South Africa playing much better in this last 5 minutes of this first half, like they played in the first 5 minutes of the game. Somewhere in the middle they lacked a bit of concentration, and the French used their opportunities once they scored the first goal to score 2 quick other goals, and in basically 3.5 minutes the French have scored 3 goals. South Africa with only 9 players at the tournament. It's very tiring for the players. Not everybody have enough rest sometimes, but the ladies are giving a good fight here, and we're proud of them. And I'm sure the people in France who's watching this game is also very proud of their players in their team. Well, back to the Steel City. A bit of history. Sheffield has gone from one of the industrial powerhouses of England to a rising star of the UK's art and culture scene. I've also mentioned yesterday about Flem, like Banksy, who does murals, graffiti. Flem is a famous artist here in Sheffield that does some stuff that is create an illusion when you look at them. but he does it mainly in areas that are dilapidated. And also the other thing is steel cutlery. I think everybody in home in South Africa has somewhere got a stainless steel knife, fork in their drawers somewhere. And most of that made here in South Africa. And then other than that, there's a lot of galleries, theatres and museums to be found here in Sheffield. If you do not want to watch underwater hockey, there is something for you to explore and to see, and the city has got a lot to offer for its visitors. 30 seconds to the start of the second half. France leading this match 3-0. For those who do not know the game very well, on the right hand side are the substitution boxes. The two further boxes is where the players are situated. Three people in the middle are the coaches. It seems that South Africa has only got one coach in the water, while the French has got two. As from the strike, we immediately move play to the wall again. Where a lot of players been taking place today. Not a very open game. Flick through there by one of the French ladies, and somehow referee saw a dangerous flick there, seems to me. Not sure, it could be a gloving. It was a player that moved a mask, it was not a dangerous flick. And South Africa opting to drive up on the left hand side on the wall. Referees pointing to a South African player who flicked the puck directly into a French lady, and for her sins she is going to get 2 minutes for a dangerous flick. France now 6 players in the water, South Africa 5, going straight into the middle of that bait ball and driving forward, sort of lose control, but the French down in numbers there and kicking and swimming hard to get the puck into the goal, succeed in doing that, and immediately added another goal to their tally. 4 goals to the French, and with just a minute and a half gone in the first half, the French a bit faster to score a goal here in the second half. Right, here we go again. Another strike, as most people here in the UK and other parts of the world call it. We in South Africa call it a kickoff. And that's probably because we watch a lot of rugby, and rugby is started by a kickoff. And the French, after the sprint off, immediately putting South Africa under pressure. French forward, they're driving up right in the middle, laying it back, looking for a teammate, flicking it wide, player coming through from the back. Again, curl a little bit, but South Africa stealing the puck from the player, and the French immediately to react there, and a player down there to put pressure on the South African defender. Try to get puck out, and South Africa relieving some pressure there, but one of the referees have seen an infringement, and we'll see what it is now. Oh, it is for South Africa. A little bit of barging, a rough play there by the French ladies. I must say I've reffed them. They're a very strong physical side, and they swim hard. And South Africa trying to get the puck out of their own area, but the French once again driving hard, swimming when they up the wall and flicking the puck forward there, but South Africa just getting it out. French lady jinx the South African player there in front of the goal. But South Africa good enough to get the puck out. Looking if we should take it in the corner. There's pressure from one of the French ladies there. And South Africa just holding it down. And as she tried to get it out, one of the French girls robbed it from her. Once again, the puck moving from stick to stick there as we move across the front of the goal area. And one of the South African girls, bit of barging against the French, as they will get an advance puck right in front of the South African goals. Almost 5 minutes gone in the first half as France immediately swims and drive towards the South African goal. South Africa working hard there, swim, and French girls quickly turn, played the puck across the pool around our defence, and with a bit of a wide flick got their 5th goal right here on 10 minutes to go in the second half. Camille Demar, number 10 of France, scoring that goal. Well, Sheffield is reported to be the safest large city in the UK, but like any other big city anywhere in the world, it's not crime-free, like Cape Town, like New York, like any other big city of the world. Safe Sheffield is a safe citywide initiative to help students in Sheffield to stay safe as possible whilst they're living here and studying here. Sheffield also, I think, it's got one of the biggest colleges in Europe in this city, and it seems like it is also a very big student city with a lot of universities and education taking place. Also think that's why there's so much arts and culture available in this town. South Africa breaking out, very nice cut back there, swimming across, and nice follow up there, and good change of directions by South Africa, but nobody there to help her. A very good turn, and not just going up by the South African captain there, Laurie, and South Africa, unfortunately, a very good attack from outside their own goal area, did not have, I want to say, man strength to get through there at the end, lacked that support to finish us off. And I think if you look back at this game in South Africa, going to look at this video, they might realize that this might have been the biggest reason why they didn't win the game, because there wasn't so much support. As there's one South Africa against 3 French ladies. South Africa just driving up the wall, swimming, and French driving the puck right up to the corner. South Africa on defense trying to get the puck up the wall. Very good steal there. South Africa keep on swimming. There's a little bit of a foul, and the French immediately take the puck off, trying to flick it past. South Africa trying to get it back there, and a little bit of tic-tac here by both teams. South Africa once again very good swimming here now by South Africa. Well done, and South Africa go as they push hard. Are they going to get it in? Very good bottom time there by the South African player, but unfortunately couldn't do it. But now that they support that came through, they scored a goal. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, support. If you have people there behind you, people to support you, you will score goals. Well done, Angelia Smos from South Africa scoring their first goal just on 7 minutes to go in the second half. French coach immediately calling a timeout there. Not very happy that the French let a goal through, but well done to South Africa. It's the first good attack in this game, almost 2 attacks basically, because the first attack lacked that knockout punch, and then a second wave of attacks came through, and well done in front of the goal, staying down there, supporting, and eventually South Africa scored their first goal here in the second half. Yes, Sheffield, called also or known as Steel City, has got a very huge student population, a lot of students living in this town, and yeah, one of the safest cities in the UK to be in and around with. And you really feel safe when you walk in the streets here, even at night, late at night. And the French immediately from that strike take advantage, and South Africa waiting for the French right up to the goal mouth to take the puck away from them and going into the corner. And the referee have seen an infringement there by the South African player, stopping the French goal just on her way to the goal. But it seems like it was an illegal stop, and the referees has awarded a penalty goal to France. So with about 6 minutes to go in this first game of day 5 here, South Africa U19 versus the French. Game 117 here at the Ponsforge International Sports Centre with its crystal clear water. And once again, thank you to all the volunteers who's sitting here watching the games from morning till night when it's done, controlling and maneuvering the cameras. It is painstakingly concentration for the whole day, so be kind when you get a little bit upset when we get distracted here. There's a lot happening here in the media room as well, some glitches popping up that we have to deal with as the French drive around South Africa on the right hand side of the playing field to swim through and score their 7th goal by Tess, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce that surname. Might just sound to some of our South Africans that I'm swearing at them. And the French immediately at the puck first, passing back to a player who was slightly a bit in front of the pass and battled to get control of it. As the player moving towards the South African half, South Africa getting the puck there up the wall. Fortunately for the player, running out of oxygen there as the French drive up, 3 French ladies against 1 South African on the bottom. And the referees seeing an infringement there by the French ladies as they attack there, illegally advancing the puck. South African coach with just under 4 minutes calling a timeout for South Africa. I think need to encourage them, telling them that they need to be at the bottom, more people, more bodies on the bottom to help them advance and get the puck to the goals. Okay, Sheffield takes its name from the river Sheaf. It was once called Skiff, which means border, so it was the border river. Sheffield was also founded in the early 12th century by the Lord of the Manor, William de Lovetot. So that was when it got its name, but apparently, which I also mentioned yesterday, Sheffield was inhabited 9000 BC, and I think Julius Malema might have claimed that his ancestors was here before then, but that's a debate for another time. South Africa driving the wall, looking for options. South Africa getting it out there, and the player coming through from the back, turn and swim goal. There we go. South Africa, very good move there by the South African player, and France goal trying to push it back, and waiting for a teammate to get in there, and 3 French girls there as South Africa trying to get into the puck, and nobody's avoiding South Africa there. Very good turn of the wall again, a bit of barging there to get to the puck, and very good play here by South Africa, now getting the timing right to get to the bottom, supporting one another. As one goes up, another one goes down, and driving in again. Good play coming in from behind, and the French pushing the puck there to the corner as we go into the last 3 minutes of the game. The referee spotting a mistake there. South Africa's pressure resulted in an advantage puck to them. Once you start swimming and you've got players behind you and you have options to pass forward and you're moving forward, it puts a lot of pressure on the defense of a team, and that is when players are starting to get desperate, and that's when teams are making mistakes. But the French here with a very good clear in front of their goals towards the wall, and just holding it there, slowing the game down as South Africa trying to score one more goal before the end of the game. One more goal would do their confidence very good. They in the French corner there, trying to get it out, but the French very good in keeping the puck tight to the wall and not allowing South Africa out. A very good flick there past the defense, and South Africa swinging that puck straight into the goal, and well done South Africa. A very good timeout call there by the coach, and it clearly has inspired the girls. And with 1.5 minutes to go, South Africa scoring their second goal by Bronwyn Gebbard, and South Africa now has 2 goals. French have got 7 goals, and there is 1 minute to go in this first game of day 5 here at the Ponds Forge International Sports Centre. Time here at the stadium is 8:35 UK time. South Africa is 9:35, and I think the French is somewhere in the middle. Okay, ref timeout. Refs have seen something. As you can see, the time has stopped. Usually in the last 2 minutes of the game, the time on the clock will stop for every stoppages. It helps teams not to slow the game down unnecessarily, especially in high pressure games. When there's a stoppage, the time will stop in the last 2 minutes, except when a goal has been scored, then the time runs on as per usual. Players have 30 seconds after a goal has been scored to be ready for a kickoff or a strike before the ref starts the game again. Either 30 seconds or when the team is ready. As we count down the last 10 seconds of this game, it'll be an advantage back for France, and I'm not sure that they will put a lot of effort in to try and get to the goals, so it'll not be surprised. They'll just take it to the wall and just keep it there and prevent South Africa to get the puck and drive and just hold the puck on the wall. 7-2 the final score, and congratulations to France. Well done to the girls. You showed that you had a very good fighting spirit, and I hope you have learned a lot from this game and can take a lot home. And thank you very much for listening, and goodbye for now. Tot ziens, geniet die dag, and ciao.